All right, everyone. So today we're going to be going through Teravalis. That drive that we just took was from Sun City Festival, which is a community right over here. If you go a little bit more east, this is where you start to hit the town of Surprise. So uh, we are currently located, pretty decent little spot away from civilization, but not too bad of a drive overall. So once you go down through Sun City, as you all saw through the video, this is where we turned in. So this is where Teravalis is currently located. If you continue to drive south a little bit more, this is where you get into that Tartezo neighborhood. And then if you continue to go south a little bit more, that's where you can jump on the 10, and then you can go down to Southern Surprise. Southern Buckeye. South Buckeye is where the majority of the population lives, so that's where everything is built out. That's where you get places like Verado way over here. Verado oftentimes is kind of talked about like it's its own city, but it's actually just a community within Buckeye. A beautiful one at that. But then let's give you an overall context. Just how far away are you from Phoenix? So that's where Phoenix is. That's where you have Scottsdale. And then we are currently located way over here, which is going to be west of the White Tank Mountains. I don't think you saw those in the video because we were we were going east. But when we get out of here, I'll show you a video of what the White Tank Mountain Range also looks like. So let's go ahead. This community is very new. The model homes are just now going up. So I'm just going to drive through the current community. There's a lot of construction going on, so you're not going to see a ton of finished homes, but I think it'll just kind of give you an overall idea of what the community looks like right now. If you do buy one of the first homes out this way, please just take into consideration that there is going to be a considerable amount of driving for you. There's not a ton of places out here, so if you want to do any grocery shopping, you're going to have to go down to South Buckeye, which is probably going to be a 20-minute drive. And then if you want to do Surprise, which is way over here, that's probably going to be another 20-minute drive. So just to go grocery shopping, for example, just automatically assume it's going to take you an hour to do that. So hope that puts some stuff into context for you, and let's take a look at the neighborhood. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of talking. So we just did a drive around through the new Teravalis community. In the beginning of the video, I said that there wasn't a whole lot out here, but I made a video a few weeks ago. I didn't like the way that it came out, but as you can see, in just a few short weeks, I mean, a lot more has gone up in a short amount of time. It's really amazing how fast they can put these homes up. But I just want to walk around and maybe just give you a little bit more of a close-up view of the homes instead of just driving by in the car. So it looks like this one is from Century Communities. It looks like they do have some quick move-in homes available. One of the things too, that if you're moving out here from, let's say, the Midwest, that's where I moved from. I moved from Northern Illinois. You're definitely going to want to see if you can get some additional tiles. So as you can see, I don't know if you probably noticed in the video when I was driving around, there was a lot of debris in the road. Well, as you can see from the sky, we actually got some rain out here, some much needed rain that we got a lot of it. So even though it doesn't rain very often in Arizona, when it does rain, it's usually like the end of the world kind of rain. So that's where you're noticing all the debris. You got some beautiful clouds out. And then those mountains over there, that's the White Tank Mountain Range, as soon as I can focus. So right now you have a beautiful view, but you know, as a lot more of these homes go up, you know, you're going to start to notice some of those views go away. So if you're one of the first folks that move out here, definitely appreciate the view, because there's a lot of homes that are going to be going up out here. My understanding is they're predicting, if they fully sell out this community, that there'll be over 300,000 people in just this community right here. And then they're also predicting that the town of Buckeye might actually end up being bigger than the city of Phoenix. So again, that's all really contingent on water access. That's a huge topic out here in Arizona, is who's going to get access to water. But my understanding is the town of Buckeye did secure 100 years of guaranteed water access. And they're actually going to be getting that from some farmland out west that they're actually selling to the town. So if you do move here, you'll be good for 100 years. After that, who knows? But let's take a look at some of these homes. Again, these are, looks like that Century Communities. If these are designed like my home is, so I'm actually around Sun City Festival. The way that these homes are designed is there's usually a peak in the back. So as it starts to rain, all the rain will go off to the side of the house. And then the back of the house is actually a little bit taller than the front of the house. This way all the water will run forward. And then it's you know, designed to just run out into the street and then go through the sewer system. Like I was saying, if you move out here, see if you can get some extra roof tiles. I mean, it's almost a guarantee that they're going to get blown off your house at some point because of the wind. Like I said, we get end of the world kind of thunderstorms out here. And you'll want to have some extra roof tiles just in case. Some of them are made out of stone. Some of them are made out of, I think, clay or something like that. So they can break easy. They are heavy, but they can get blown off really easy. If you move out here, make sure you do a 1 year, well, actually make sure you do a pre-drywall inspection. So that house that you see down there that's still got all of its wood exposed, you'll want to do your pre-drywall inspection there. Those are very important to have done. Spend the money to have an inspector come by and take a look at your house. Because unfortunately, with a lot of lumber shortages, they were putting subpar wood inside some of these homes. So you'll notice that when you have a bowed out wall, or you know, a wall that's supposed to be a right angle is basically just jacked up. So make sure you have a pre-drywall inspection done, and then also make sure you have an inspection done right as you do a walkthrough. I don't know much about Century Communities, the quality of their homes, but the home that I purchased was from Pulte. You know, I do believe that they produce a slightly better quality home than a lot of builders out here. So I didn't have too many issues, but you're definitely going to want to have an inspection done. So these ones, I mean, these are nice. These are definitely nice homes. A lot of ranch homes. I'm not a huge fan of this idea of having a ranch home and then you're right next to a two-story home. They are going to be able to see into your backyard, and I guarantee you at some point in your life you're going to want some privacy from your neighbors. As you can see, when I was walking through the homes, there's not a ton of space between these houses. I mean, they build them right on top of each other. Some of these homes have zero lot lines, meaning your backyard, your sidewall is actually going to your neighbor's backyard. I don't know if that makes sense, but so that's how much room there is between these houses. So, you know, a good pour right there, for example, the water that's coming off that roof might actually start to hit the side of your wall. So that's something that you want to keep an eye on, because eventually over time it will start to chip the paint off of the cinder block walls. And you're also gonna, again, you also want to make sure water. So make sure that water is draining properly. I mean, just looking right here, for example, it looks like the left side, your neighbor's property, is actually taller than the right side. So if you move into this house right here, there is a small possibility that your neighbor's runoff will start to go into your yard. When it rains out here, like I said, it rains a lot, but the water doesn't soak in. So it has a tendency to just turn into a really fast moving stream. And looks like this house is right next to a retention pond. So you want to keep an eye on that if you move into this house. All right, let's go to some other properties, ones that are a little bit more unfinished. Like I said, these ones are nice. I think they have nice little character to them. Looks like this one had maybe some modern upgrades in that one. I'm not going to try to get inside. I think Lennar, New Homes, I think it's called New Homes Co. or something like that. And then I think this one, Century Communities, their sales offices are open. So if you're interested in coming out here to take a look, there will be a sales rep that you can go through and walk through the model homes. I did go through the model homes a few weeks back. Again, they are nice homes. I wouldn't say that they're anything different than what else you can find in Arizona, but you know, again, we are pretty far out west. You know, 20, 30 years ago, you probably couldn't pay anybody to move out here. And now all of us, myself included, are out here paying, you know, money for some of these lots. Let's take a look at this real quick. So they don't have basements out here in Arizona. I mean, some of them do, but they are expensive to build. We have something called caliche, which is like a natural cement. And it just it can pop up in random spots. So if you're trying to build, you know, down, you might have to end up spending quite a bit of money to have a basement. So what they do out here is they do slab on grade, which just means they prep the surface and then they pour a concrete slab right over it. They are post-tension foundations, meaning they actually lay like rebar or wires inside of the concrete. And then as it starts to dry, they come out with the machine and they will actually tension those pieces of metal that they actually put inside of the foundations. And that's how you get a really strong foundation. This is crazy how fast this is going up. This is really, really fast. And today is Sunday. You got guys still working on a Sunday. No rest for anybody out here. Got to put these homes up right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my car. We'll pick another spot that doesn't have music going, and then I'll show you what some of the other homes look like, the ones that are unfinished. All right, so we're over on the Lennar side, and like I said, a few weeks ago I actually came through and did a video of this. All of these homes were unfinished. They were fully exposed all the way down to the studs, and as you can see, in just a few short weeks they already have these things going. So Just absolutely amazing how fast they can put these things up. But again, also want to do a walkthrough so you can get a close-up view. When I purchased my home, the model that I purchased, they do have like this, like you can get a little small patio up front. For Pulte, it was like $5 grand. Honestly, I don't think it's worth it. My neighbor actually has one as well, and I never see them out there. So if you think you're going to be out there sipping coffee in the morning, sitting in your chair, it's probably not going to happen. It's pretty freaking hot out here. So right now it's probably like 78 degrees, which is it's beautiful. But we did get some rain, so there is a little bit of humidity, which is a rarity here in Arizona. So enjoy it while it lasts. All right. Here's another home. Some of these do say that they're, I think, quick move-in ready. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. It looks like they may have done the, let me see what the other driveways look. So it looks like the other driveways also have these stones. In my neighborhood, they were actually an upgrade. I think it was like $5 grand or $7,500 for the upgrade. But they look really nice. Just keep in mind they will shift over time. Same as your concrete will shift. But the nice thing is that if your concrete does shift, like in your driveway, for example, you can actually have that replaced at your 1-year warranty. Very quiet out here. One thing to also keep in mind, down that way, again, that's the White Tank Mountain Range over there. On the other side of it is the Scotts Air Force Base. That's where they train, new jet pilots, from my understanding. So occasionally you will hear some loud jets out this way. If you're like me, you're interested in stuff like that. So you'll start to be able to distinguish the noise of the different planes. You'll see them, again, training in really long formations. So that's pretty cool. You'll see things like the F-35, which is really loud. You can definitely tell when that thing's in the sky. You'll be able to distinguish with the F-22 as well. You'll be able to hear the differences with tankers. So you get really familiar with stuff like that. You can use an app called Flight Radar if you're interested. So if you ever see something weird in the sky, open up Flight Radar and you'll be able to see if it's a commercial plane or Buckeye also has another airport, a really small one. And there's a lot of student pilots that start down there. So you'll start to see, those little planes come out this way as well. So if you like different types of aircraft, this is a cool place to move to. But just wanted you to be aware because it is quiet, except for that bird that's going crazy down there. But yeah, you will hear some noise out here too. My community is so quiet that if I go in my backyard and like let's say I'm talking at the same volume that I am now, my neighbors down the block can hear what I'm saying. It's that quiet. So yeah, something like this, you definitely want to take this into consideration. It's got a little retaining wall, but there is a possibility that retaining wall right there is going to shift. If you might have water issues, your neighbor might be pissed off, so keep that in mind. When we move out here, make sure that the water is properly flowing. What else? Like I said, make sure you have an inspection done. My understanding is they've been finding very small gas leaks in some of these when they're done with the installs. So spare no expense when it comes to the inspection because it can save you thousands of dollars later. And that is a huge, huge wall right there. That is a lot of wall and a lot of green. Let's see how well that green holds up over time. Looks nice right now. I do like this shade of blue. Shade of blue right here. That's pretty nice. But it looks like they have blue on the wood and then a lighter blue here. Maybe that's just the prep coat, maybe. There's a bird over there. Look at him just making all kinds of noise. All right, so I'm gonna start walking back. Actually, I do see some spots down here that is all the way down to the studs. There are the roof tiles again. Make sure you see if you can get a couple extra at least. And then here's what the outsides look like. They have kind of looks like chicken wire, and then they put the stucco over that, and that's how you get a really strong exterior. It looks like they are finishing the garages, always a plus. And this is what it looks like down to the studs. This is definitely when you want that pre-drywall inspection. So they'll be able to see if they didn't put those, whatever those little metal things on there, the little brackets. You want to make sure that those are on right, because you know, they do help protect your house and make sure that they're stable in high winds. I'm not going to walk up there, it's pretty muddy. But yeah, if you're moving out here and you don't have anybody to come and take a look at your house, I didn't when I moved out here. I was kind of at the mercy of my real estate agent, who did not live anywhere near my house. So I think in the 9-10 months that my house was under construction, I got pictures once from her. Again, to me it didn't really matter. The superintendent for the area, he was kind enough to send me some pictures of my house. So sometimes you'll get people like that that'll, you know, they'll take care of you, answer some of the questions. All right, let's start walking back. Look at that, beautiful views out today. We really don't get clouds like this very often, so look at that. Look at that. Wouldn't you like seeing that in the morning? Beautiful mountains. Well, hopefully your view is not as shaky as what I'm giving you right now. Also, if you're gonna buy an electric car, make sure that you get the upgraded receptacle that goes into the garage. Don't get a standard receptacle. I think it's an R50, I think, something like that. 50R receptacle. You're going to want to get an upgraded one. So the ones that the builders put in, they're not designed for electric vehicles. They're usually designed for, let's say, a welder, where you're only using that much power for a very short amount of time. But when you're charging an electric vehicle, you have those things when they're very high load, you know, anywhere from 30 to 40 amps. And you're going to be doing that for hours on end. And I'm telling you based off experience. So I had my builder upgrade mine. Well worth it. It was only 150 bucks. And then I found out like a year and a half later that on the inside, it was actually slowly melting the back plate. And then my Tesla was telling me, hey, we're reducing charging because of excess heat. And so when I took it apart, that's where I could see that it was actually slowly melting. And then I realized, oh, I need to get one that's designed for an electric vehicle. So please take that in consideration. I don't want you starting your house on fire. And again, those receptacles are not that much more than, you know, just the standard, I think it's called a 50R receptacle. Yeah, some of these homes are giving me like Brady Bunch vibes, for those of you that are older. Nothing wrong with a good mid-century modern. I do love a good mid-century modern house. I think last time I was out here, the sales rep, she was telling me that the homes, I don't think it was Lennar. I think it was New Homes Co. Theirs are starting out at, I think, 350-ish. So, you know, what you're getting in terms of like total size for the money, it is small. But I think that's just kind of the standard now going forward. I don't think that they're going to get any cheaper than $300,000 again. unfortunately. All right, see a home like that. See how the windows up there, they have a little bit of a ledge. If you buy, you definitely want to make sure that ledge is sloped right so that the water actually doesn't just hang out up there. Little things like that they'll get you if you don't notice that. I also noticed some of the driveways out here, they're like really sloped. They're not flat at all, so keep that in mind. I do like the brick that's on the outside there on the pillar. It's nice. Nice little upgrade. I don't think that's standard. Let's see. There was another house that looked like that. Yeah, that one has brick as well. This is what I did last time. I just walked around like randomly filming stuff, and I didn't like that, and I'm doing it again. This is what happens when you're having a short attention span. So many new things. So many cool things to see. Right. Oh yeah, it's that builder over there. I forgot the name of that builder. But she was saying that their home started, I think, around 350. And I did get a chance to walk through the models that they have. Like I said, they're okay. Nothing too crazy. This one is called Sunflower Park. You'll find a lot of these. I'm not sure what the HOA is out here. If I was to guess, I'm going to say 99 bucks a month. If it is 99 bucks, I think they're going to have like a really nice rec center out here. At least that's the way they're pitching it in all the brochures. Really nice rec center and lots of, I think they kind of have to create their own entertainment out this way. So you'll probably have way better amenities than I do for 99 bucks a month. Actually, ours is 105 a month. It actually went up. Water rates in Buckeye went up, I want to say a couple years ago. And that really kind of impacted everybody out here. There was quite a bit of a jump. But anyway, that's a walkthrough of Teravalis. I hope I'm saying that name right. Kind of sounds like a settlement on like Mars or something like that. But if you are looking for some additional details, or if you want me to do another walkthrough, or again, if you have your own house out here and you want some pictures or video as it goes up, just let me know. I'm not too far away from here. I'm only 10 minutes. Happy to provide that for you. Something I wish I had when I moved out here. But anyway, I appreciate you watching my video, and hope you have a good one.